This must be Dr. Hammond, Atlas's lead scientist. We recovered some of his holotapes and logs in our initial sweep of the area. This tech down here is his handiwork, and he couldn't give it up. Even after the war, I should make arrangements for a proper burial. Here's a document. I think this is good. Let's talk for a sec. That should be enough to start. Let me take a look. Atlas decommission report. So the project was in bad shape after all? I knew it sounded too good to be true. Fascinating. Wow. This is some seriously classified stuff that I just let you read, isn't it? I wasn't supposed to show you any of this. That should be enough to start. Let me... Atlas decommission report. Wow. This is some serious... I guess you're right. There's only so much I can tell you, but I'll share what I feel is relevant. Atlas wasn't exactly an observatory before the war. That was just a front. The military conducted research here. Pretty advanced research. We're down here to investigate and see what's worth salvaging for the Brotherhood. I did ask you to help, after all. It's only fair you're prepared for what you might find. Now, let's follow up on some leads from this report. I'd like to do a quick inspection of some key components that should be nearby. There's probably a terminal around here. If it's still running, we can do a diagnostics test. That will tell us about some of the less accessible hardware. The report mentioned that the machine's intake pump was under a lot of pressure. Let's find the release valve for that and give it a spin, see what happens. Finally, the lower core on this level should have a wiring box. Why don't we take a glance at that to get an idea of the electrical hookups? The diagnostics test can tell us the state of some key components that we won't be able to test manually. Keep an eye on the state of each component and we'll want to look into them after the initial check. Think of the wires like the blood vessels of the machine. Without the electricity running through them, nothing's going to work. We just need to do a little checkup and see what condition they're in. The release valve is an emergency mechanism that can relieve pressure on the intake pipes if they come under stress. If all is well, we'll just be able to turn it and nothing out of the ordinary will happen. Should be a simple inspection. You can have point, but I'll be looking over your shoulder the whole way. Take note of the details and we'll discuss how it goes after. Interesting. Looks like we've got company. Close one. inspection. Let's talk. All right, let's go over the inspection results. The diagnostics check revealed some issues. Flux disruption in the induction loop, intake valves ruptured, and the ion focus? Misaligned. Problematic to say the least. Next, we have the release valve. That went... Well, what was your assessment? It certainly did. I'm going to mark that down as bad. Last but not least, the wiring. The wires were... Yep. I think the warm reception they gave us also points to that. Okay, well, sorry about the pop quiz. But in general, you're handling yourself well, so far. Nobody does, outside of a classroom. That's why I love to evaluate new prospects this way. If I'm going to recommend you to Paladin Romani, I need to know you're serious. Can you pay attention? Think on your feet? If you can, you earn my favor. If you can't, then, well, maybe I reconsider my recommendation. I'm worried about what our inspection turned up. There are a few parts I'd like to extract and examine in my lab. There's the pressure gauge, the core processor, and the ion focus. They should be upstairs. There's a lot I can learn from examining them if we can pull them out and get them back to my lab in decent condition. I want to take some notes on the core up there, so I'm going to leave the parts removal to you. Each extraction will be a little different, but in general, you'll want to use a light touch. I want the components in good condition, so please be careful. Any questions, or are you ready to get started? You saw what happened when we tested the release valve. I want to examine the stress on the gauge. That could tell us if all that built-up pressure was normal or an anomaly. Oh, and you may have to pry it off, but be careful about it when the time comes. The brain of the machine. It's the component that coordinates all of the others. It should be slotted into a terminal somewhere. May take a little technical know-how to extract, but nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. A very important and technical component. It helps force particles into a beam that the machine could fire to affect the weather. Somehow. Could take a bit of manual dexterity to pry loose without any damage. I'm counting on you. Let's see what you can do. I thought of one more thing. Can you pick up the induction coil up there on the machine core? What was that? That doesn't sound good.
I'm a much better tactician than you. It's not I really hope your room's up to date. You could run. I'm trying to kill you, you know.
Stay away!
Please stand clear. This is now a free fire zone.
Time to die.
For your safety.
Glad that's over with. Whew. Whatever you did up there, the security system sure didn't like it. Thanks for the backup. I doubt I could have handled that on my own. Now that that's over with, let me take a look at what you've collected. The pressure gauge looks like it's in good condition. The core processor is pristine. Good work on that. The ion focus looks usable. Impressive. The induction coil seems fine. That's a relief. And what is this? This is... Is this ultrasight? Fascinating. This looks like some kind of compact power source. None of the documents, none of the terminals said anything about this. Did this power the whole machine? The fuel of the future. I'd heard the stories, but to think I could hold so much energy in my hands like this? Project Atlas may be beyond our power to repair, but we might have something here. I expected the machine to use a small reactor's worth of energy. They condensed that into a container I can hold in my hands. Oh, I could do a lot with this. You were a big help. I'm sure you have what it takes to be an initiate, and soon. Here, take this letter to Paladin Romani. She'll make the final call on letting you into the Brotherhood, but my wreck may tip the scales. I'm going back upstairs to take a look at these components. I need to catalog our findings. If nothing else, this ultrasight battery has piqued my interest. There's a lot I could learn from reverse engineering it. Oh, I'm giving you access to my private terminal, too. It has all the logs we recovered from when we moved in. After what we just went through, I think you deserve to know more about Project Atlas. Take a look if you get some free time. Thanks again for your help, and good luck with the Paladin.
The fight is just beginning. Stay disciplined.
We're here to protect the people. They'll learn that in time.
Left and right. The people of Appalachia.
Had this observatory so busted up. I'd love to look at the stars. What's the word from the wasteland?
The elders have so much to
Let's talk. Maybe we'll both learn something.
Old world science solved a lot of problems back in the day, but look what else it brought. I'm glad we guard our tech closely. The settlers want to rebuild, but they're only looking to the future. We need to understand the past as well, or we'll make the same mistakes going forward.
With all these new initiates, I may need another scribe just to keep the scrolls up to date.
We'll make Atlas stronger than Fort Defiance ever was.
I can do more than just fight. But how do I show that I'm fit to be a scribe when I'm put on patrol day and night?
Request for... Ah, you must be the one I've been hearing about. Paladin Layla Romani. What do you need? I've received a report from Knight Shin detailing your assistance in his duties. He has given his approval to your consideration as an initiate. Word around the fort is that you've been working with Scribe Valdez as well. Well, Between this and the report I have from Knight Shin, we can discuss you becoming a member of our order. Consider it carefully. Do you wish to join our ranks?
I need to remind Scribe Valdez to
With the recommendations of Knight Shin and Scribe Valdez, I'm willing to consider you for membership. But first, I need to see how you handle yourself without direct supervision. In order to be effective in our operations here, we need to establish positive relations with the people of Appalachia. If we make them see us as a beneficial presence in the area, it will be much easier to secure cooperation in the future. We have reports of feral ghoul attacks on traders and travelers in the southwest forest region, indicative of a nest of some kind. I want you to clear it out.
Someone returned their gun to the wrong place again. Do I need
Your
to call a
reward
seminar on
is that I consider you worthy to join our ranks. Limited intel suggests this is a milk run, perfect for a new recruit. But you're not wrong. We don't know the level of threat. Take this as an additional precaution.
We should spend less time
We don't
voting
know.
for defiance.
Our initial reports on the attacks came from a family of farmers, the Putnams, that we passed on the way into the region. I think their sons were rather starstruck when we showed up. I almost expected the older boy to follow us when we left. You should start your search there. They may know more. You can find them at the old Lewis and Sons farming supply. Very well. Do this, and you will be one of us, with all the rights and responsibilities of a full member of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Dinner
Ad
declined.
Victoriam.
And this ration request doesn't even have a name on it.
Huh? Whoa there. Mom, Dad!
Who do you think you are barging in here? George?
Hold it, stranger. No funny moves.
The Brotherhood? Again?
Oh, man. Cool! Ha ha! I told you they'd be back, Colin.
Lower the gun, George. All right. Why don't you come over here and we'll try to do this like civilized folk. Now you need to be more careful just waltzing into people's homes. It's a good way to end up with more lead in you than's healthy. I'm Carol Putnam. This is my husband, George. Now, won't you tell us why you're barging in here, and maybe we can all be friendly when you're done. Those would be them military types in the heavy armor that came through here recently, right? I'm the one that told them about those attacks.
Those Brotherhood guys are so cool. Wait, are you recruiting? I want to sign up.
Their gear was pretty fascinating.
Settle down, boys. The adults is talking. So you want to know about them ghouls? Can't say for certain. We got a suspicion, though.
A lot of the sightings and attacks have been from folks traveling the highway to Flatwoods. They come out of the hills, northwest of the old creamery.
And the only thing out that way is what's left of the Orwell orchards. Could be the source of the things. You gonna wipe them out when you find them? We're Aren't you on a mission from the Brotherhood? You're doing it for them, not for us.
She's right, of course, but that doesn't mean we're not grateful for the risk you're taking. Now here, wherever you find goals, you're going to find radiation. Now, we can spare this.
Good to hear.
You'd be doing everybody in the area a favor. That's for sure.
Safe roads mean safer traders. Good for everyone. The Brotherhood would definitely be making friends if you pull this off. Not sure. More than a few, less than an army. From what folks have said, if you're going in alone, even a few can swarm you before you realize what's happening. Be careful out there. Just try not to startle us if you drop by again. George has a hair trigger with that shotgun.
I really would like to join the Brotherhood. I know I'm not as strong as my brother, but you've got to have a need for somebody smart, right? I'm sure. This farm isn't the place for me. The Brotherhood could change the world. It's where I belong. Can you make me a recruit? All right, that seems fair enough. I'll do my best to earn that recommendation, I promise. Are you sure about me, though? I know my brother wants this too, and I heard Mom. Only one of us can go. No! I mean, yeah, if you want to. I know it's a big decision for you. I'll be here when you're ready.
You gotta take me with you. I'm ready for this. I just know it. I'll be just like that Knight Shin who was here before. Of course. Them showing up is the most exciting thing that's happened to me in, like, ever. I know I sound like a kid asking for a treat, but I mean it. I'll do whatever it takes. Can you really get me in? Oh, of course. I'm sure they'll listen to you. I'll be a big... But are you sure you want to take me? I don't want to talk you out of anything, but I'm not your only choice. I mean, the best choice, obviously. But... Oh, yeah. I mean, but you'll see. I'm the clear choice. Not that Colin's not great or anything, but he's not Brotherhood material, like me. Let me know when you're ready to make a decision.
I really would like to join the Brotherhood. I know I'm not smarter than Marty anyway. No offense to my brother, but if he can't solve a problem with his muscles, he's stumped. I read anything I can find. Most of the working machinery around the farm is my handiwork. I'm the one who got the bots running. The Brotherhood can't be all brawn and no brains, right? Maybe I'm not, but I'm not cut out to be a farmer either. The Brotherhood has tech, and that's an opportunity to learn. That's all I want. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be nervous. Won't know until it happens, I suppose. But I'm willing to risk it if it means getting out of here. It is safe. So safe I'll end up still running this place when I'm old. There's nothing wrong with farming, and I love my parents, but there's so much more out there. Maybe so, but Marty's right about one thing. The Brotherhood has the coolest tech. It'd be amazing to get to work with it and learn from them. I'm sure. This farm isn't the place for me. The Brotherhood could change the world. It's where I belong. Can you make me a recruit? You're not. But you said they're paladin. Still, if you can talk to her, you could tell her I helped you out. That would have to count for something as a potential recruit. All right, that seems fair enough. I'll do my best to earn that recommendation. Are you sure about me, though? I know my brother wants this too, and I heard... Really? That's incredible. You go on ahead. I need to talk to my folks and say goodbye and...
Scanning for fertilizer.
Didn't even break a sweat.
All tech machine. A happy day on the farm.
Crap. Trash. Junk. Ooh. Nah, that's worthless. How many more fucking empty Nuka-Cola bottles am I gonna find?
Potential source found.